Before we get into today's video, I want to go ahead and talk about last week's. Those that caught last week's video, here's the thumbnail. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We went to Lowe's and we got a reusable painter's drop cloth and turned it into an overnight shelter. Now, here's where I'm going with this. I left that shelter up purposely for a week. It's right over here. And it worked out so well. It held up in 2 rainstorms, direct sunlight. It dried itself out, and it's been in humidity for the past 2 days. And the important takeaway is, A, it's still up, but B, we used duct tape on the corners to create grommet tie-outs, and it's still intact. Check this out. So you can see where water droplets were splashing off the ground. There's mud all over this, and everything is still in place. There's the hole that we created. It's still tied out, and it has not moved or ripped away at all. Now, before we get too far down the trail, the Etsy store is open. Once again, the Etsy store is open. We have 100 Corporals Corner hybrid skillets dropping right now. Simply go to my video description box, click on the Etsy store, and get yours while you can. These things last anywhere from 38 minutes to 3 hours. Once again, we got 100 Corporals Corner cold handle skillets dropping right now. Let's go ahead and kick this video off with a huge disclaimer. If you're not a fan of old school military gear or military surplus, then this video is going to be no value to you. We're talking about stuff that's ancient history now. And someone's going to say, 30 years? That's not ancient. Actually, it is, because they've actually moved away from this years ago. And the system that's in place now is probably about 5 or 6 generations past this. So it is considered ancient, and it is old school military gear. Now, this became obsolete in 1997. But it reigned from about 1973, 4-ish at the end of the Vietnam War until 1997. What we have here is an LC2 Y-harness suspension system. It looks like suspenders. That's exactly what it is. It's meant to distribute the weight or the load over, behind, and around your body. Hooking into around your navel area, putting this butt pack in your lumbar region. Now, the purpose of this is to allow an individual to go out and patrol and have all the basic gear they're going to need for that day, that night, or the 2 days they're going to be out there. Think of this like a military version of a haversack. You've seen the bushcrafters guys going out there. They got a haversack, man purse like Indiana Jones, and they have their water bottle in there. They got some food in there. They got maybe a small tarp in there. You know, they got a way to start a fire in there. This is the exact same thing. It's just condensed down and distributes around your body versus hanging off one side of your body. And in my opinion, it's a lot more effective, a lot more efficient. So we'll start right here on our actual harness. We'll put this on in a minute and show you how it fits, but let's talk about the actual components that are on here. We have a compass case. Now you can carry a military compass in here like a Kamenga. In my case, I'm carrying a Sunto MC2, and I'm going to carry a second way to start fire. It's going to be one of those 5 times magnification lens, those Fresno lenses. That fits right in there. Again, we're not going to get too heavy in gear load out in this video, but just I'm showing you what the component was actually used for. Underneath that, we have our ranger beads or pacing beads that clip into one of these little, it's not a D ring, but it's an oval ring that's actually sewn in place, and it clips right on there. Now we have 2 canteens. This is a plastic US 1-quart canteen and canteen cup. Now, it's always important to have some type of metal container, that way you can boil water in. So, being that this is a plastic container, we can't do that. We have our metal container that we can. This is a stainless steel container here, and this says US. Usually there's a date on here. Probably here on the bottom, it's all black, I can't see it. But I think it was 1994 when I got this. Then we had the classic plastic 1-quart container with the old school military NBC, or nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare cap. That would go on there, tighten down, and if you had a gas mask on, you could insert a rubber hose into here and actually drink through your gas mask. So being that we have a plastic container, we want to boil water if we had to, or cook in this. And that simply goes into our pouch. Now, being that this is bushcraft and survival, I want to be smart. And I eliminated one plastic container for a metal one. This is a titanium canteen. That's 1 quart as well, and it fits perfectly inside these pouches. You don't need to buy any of those Molly pouches. You don't need to size up. You don't need to buy any crazy stuff. This titanium canteen that's on Amazon and eBay, just titanium canteen, just type that in there, and you're going to see this. It fits right in here. Done deal. Now I can make char cloth. I can boil and disinfect the water and do everything I can with a normal canteen or a Nalgene bottle in the titanium. And it fits just like that. And to give you an idea of just how big this butt pack actually is, so I kind of gave the example that it was kind of similar to a haversack. We have this 3x3 shemagh in here. We have a military poncho. It's good for shelters or placing it over your body. We have cordage in here. Got a Baco Laplander saw. A couple of chemical lights. Another way of starting fire. Another pocket knife in here. And there's still room left over for, say, an MRE or some type of meal of your choice. Now, the cool thing about this is you see there's a rubberized coating on the flap as well as a piece of rubber. So the idea would be place everything inside here and then tuck it in and over, then place it over top of it. I mean, it's not 100% waterproof, but it will shed the water for a while. On the bottom, most important part, you got 2 drain holes, so if water were to get inside here, it can actually drain out. So again, I mean, it's about the size of a haversack, and it's pretty wide as well. Now again, this is not a gear loadout video, but you can see with just the items that I'm carrying, I can collect water, I can disinfect water. If I had an MRE in there or some type of food for the day or for the evening, I'm covered on that aspect of it. I have a compass so I can navigate, ranger beads so I can keep track of distance as I walk. I have a metal canteen that I can make char cloth in or char material for my next fire. I can also collect more water and boil it and disinfect that water. That way I can drink one while I'm actually over here disinfecting the other one, because I have 2 instead of 1. 2 is 1, 1 is none. I have a shemagh so I can actually place it over the bottle and actually filter off or strain any type of particles that might enter those bottles. I can throw it up in a tree and make a waypoint so I can roam around my campsite, turn around and see that bright colored cloth, walk right back to it. You know, I have a poncho in there that I can actually put over my body in case it rains and continue hiking or scouting an area. Or if I'm stopping for the evening, put up any type of shelter, lean-to, A-frame, or plow point. Very worst case, I could just stick it over top of a fire and keep that fire going at night. That way it's not going to get rained out. So there's plenty of options and there's room for more. And that butt pack is actually larger this way than that way. So I'm willing to bet you could probably get 4 or 5 more items inside there. But the point is to be comfortable enough to scout an area. And if you were stuck out there, you're inconveniently camping, and then you can walk out the next day. So on that note, let's go ahead and put this on and see how it fits. $1 million question, how should this thing fit? We've already discussed it should go around your navel. Slightly below that is okay. You do not want it above that, and here's why. If you're going to use it in conjunction with a medium Alice pack and frame, on the back part of that frame, I'll show you here in a minute, has a lumbar support pad. So ideally, you want that pad to land right above that butt pack. So if this is slightly lumbar region, maybe a little bit lower than that, that pad will hit right here and go against your back, offsetting the Alice pack frame, and then distributing that load over your shoulders and around your waist as well. So for the past year, I've been using this medium Savota, and it's an excellent pack. My 2 go-tos are this medium Savota and a military Alice pack. But for summertime, I like changing it up because the Alice pack gives me 3 additional pouches around the outside. So for now, we're going to go ahead and put this back in the garage, and we're going to use our medium Alice pack. Now, I don't want to get too detailed in this because I have several videos actually showing the old school military gear. Just go on there and YouTube search Corporals Corner old school military gear, and you're going to see probably about 7 to 8 videos where you go in depth, actually show all the military gear from the late 90s placed into the pack and actually used in overnighters. So go ahead and check those out. Now, simply put, this is a medium Alice pack on an aluminum frame. All right. Large Alice packs fit on the same frame as well. However, there are larger pack frames that are made that are more modern that will fit it a lot better, in my opinion. But these were indestructible at that time, and to be brutally honest, could still be in use today. It is a large dump pouch. I want to say that these are probably around 25 or 30 liters just on the inside of this. You have a secondary pouch on the inside. Drawstring right here, so once it's full, you can go ahead and close it up. We have 3 additional pouches on the outside or the exterior. Now, those that are familiar with military MREs or a meal ready to eat, that's what the size of this is. You can actually slide one down inside there, and it's the width of that, and it will fit down and lock it up. So you can fit 3 of those on there if you wanted to. That's the size that you're dealing with. So there's 1, there's 2, and 3. In addition to a button snap right here, you click it down, you can actually tighten it so it stays closed. Now, what most don't know is behind every single one of these pouches, you have a sleeve that's large enough to put, say, an 18-inch axe down inside there. It will actually come out the bottom, or put a shovel inside here, and the handle will protrude out the bottom as well. So you can carry extra gear just like that. And again, most people don't know about that. Just grab your Alice pack and look at it, and you're going to see that hole that goes all the way through that pocket on the back side. Now, flipping this over, we have our padded shoulder straps. We have a left and a right. If you look at the back side of it, it actually tells you shoulder strap, right hand. This over here tells you left hand, and it says LC2. So that's what we talked about earlier, is you want to get the gear that matches. This LC2 matches that LC2 harness that we just showed you. Working our way down, we have a quick release. Pull that strap right there. And if you look at this, all you got to do is pinch right here. This pops out, and it actually frees itself. Or you have this option right here. Simply place it inside and quickly grab it, and it comes right off. So say you're inside of the water, or you gotta drop your pack and bail immediately, you just yank that, it pops right out, dump the pack, and you have your harness on, and you're in the fight. So there's options with that. Moving down, we have the lumbar support that we talked about. I'll show you this when I actually put it on here in a minute, but you can remove it as well. But trust me, you want this on there. And then simply hooking up the shoulder strap, all you got to do, once again, is place the small ring into the large ring, put our clip inside there, you hear it clip in place, and snap it down, and then you have your drawstring right here. So once you put it on, you can adjust it to the size that you want, or loosen it to take it off. Now, the one issue you got to worry about when putting these things on is you want to make sure that the lumbar pad is actually open. It tends to want to close on itself like this. So when you put it on your back, it's going to be folded like this, and you'll know because you're going to feel the metal. So you got to reach behind you and actually pull it open. It's just one downside of using this type of system. Now, you can take it, and the easiest way is to actually fling it around you to the side, because it needs to go over your existing harness. So you have the strap right here, you want to go over that strap. So it's basically 2 straps. And then you can lean forward, make sure that lumbar pad's adjusted like we talked about, and then lean forward like this, and then simply pull your straps down. And looking at this right here, you can see that the lumbar pad is above the butt pack like we talked about. And you want everything nice and tight. If you look at the backpack, is actually offset on the base of my lumbar region like this, because it's kicking the weight away. And that's exactly what you want. So you can actually tighten this down more, leaning forward, and try and get that pack higher up. Once it's comfortable, you feel it's kind of like locked into itself. And to be honest, it's just walking with it till your body numbs up and you don't feel the pain anymore. But honestly, if you do it right, probably about 80 to 95%, you're gonna actually feel pretty comfortable. Now time to get some hate. I've shown this before, and I've actually read some comments on other people's videos, including my own as well. People see this double shoulder pad system and they panic or they get mad and they say, well, that's just stupid. I wouldn't do that. If you served the military from Korean War up until the late 90s, you would do this because it's working together and it's actually doing exactly what it's supposed to do. This one here is an independent unit of this one right here. However, they work together. This one is on top of this one. So if you think about it, you have double the thickness up here and over here as well. It also spread loads it across this way as well as down. So you're completely padded everywhere you go. And me moving around, there's no problem whatsoever with mobility, and nothing is digging into my body at any point. So it actually looks like garbage, but it works out well. And like what I talked about, I can go ahead and grab this, lift it up, and drop this pack in seconds. And I have my patrol pack with me, or my harness, and if you spread load your gear properly, you'll be good for the day with just this right here. But I wanted to show you this because it's exactly what this looks like. Now, back in the day, on the early versions, there was a way to actually take your pack, and it had small hooks on it, and they would come down and hook into small rings like this and actually hook onto your actual military harness. In a nutshell, what you have is you have two independent systems that actually work together. And again, it was used from probably the 50s all the way up to the 90s. So you had a good probably 45 plus year run, and maybe even the early 2000s on some military bases. So let's say 50 plus years that it went strong. I mean, that's probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, who wore gear similar to this, that served their country. Some even died for their country, and the system worked. And it wasn't until, I want to say, early to mid 2000s they came out with that second generation MOLLE system that they have now with the plastic frames, larger packs, things like that, and to my knowledge it works out well. It's eons ahead of this stuff right here. This was more blood and guts, kick the front door open and go in, and you did it with manpower. Now they have other means and methods, but for the most part it worked out well, and it served a lot of people over a long period of time. Now, do I suggest going out and getting this type of stuff? No. I suggest trying it, and at the very least, try the Alice pack. So if you had to pick between one of these systems, I highly recommend the medium Alice pack, simply because it's a larger pack, and you have those exterior pouches on there that allow you to carry a lot more. And that's the sole reason why I'm changing over for the summertime. That way I can carry fishing gear, I can carry, I want to carry extra socks or extra shirts. I can do all that on the exterior pouches. I can carry more MREs on there if I want to. So it just allows me to carry a lot more items and be able to still go out and function and do what I want to do. Survival Mastery Online. Go to my video description box, you're going to see Survival Mastery Online, click it. Yes, I'm still part of Survival Mastery. I purposely waited about 3 months, and here's why. We have a ton of fresh content dropping as we speak. My videos are on there. We just dropped Wes Harper, and we're currently going to be dropping Kyle Gehagen. He's actually showing a beginner's course of the equipment that you're going to need to forge your own knife at your house. It's a 3-part series, I believe. It's going to go from beginner all the way through to the end. You don't want to miss that. And we have several more to come. Now, I've waited purposely because of the new content, and I want you to take advantage of the summer rates. The rates were up here, and they are down here now for summertime. Take advantage of it. Use this code right here, Sean2025. Once again, Sean2025. Lock in that savings and save for the rest of the year. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. We are currently filming a trainer every single week, and we plan on dropping a new video every 3 weeks. It's happening. I mentioned it a while back. It's happening now. Get on board, get that savings, lock it in, and basically sit back and enjoy the ride. Once again, Survival Mastery Online, that link is in my video description box. On that note, let's go ahead and get out of here. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. One, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my video description box. Now, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.